This is SeeingEagles.com and the Richard Moodie Show. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, alongside Carson-Newman, Director of Soccer, the head coach for the men's and women's team, Richard Moodie. Moodie, you look at a tough Wednesday in one regard for the men's team, but a good Wednesday in the other regard for the women's team. How do you build off a heartbreaker and a great road victory at LMU headed into a weekend against Newberry?
It's a difficult week, or a difficult Wednesday in Harrogate, Tennessee. That's for sure. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. You know, we tell the kids, and you were just around there for 5 minutes, but you're only as good as your last game. And I think the boys definitely need to realise that, and the respect that it's a piece of humble pie for them. And we're up 2-0. You can't give away goals like that up at LMU. It's a tough place to go and win. It's a tough place to go and score. It's a tough place to get a result, you know. But I think that the boys need to realise that, you know, if we're looking to play for something this year, you know, we need to make a decision and a commitment to winning out the rest of these games. 7 left with 1 non-conference match and 6 left in the conference, and so you know, I'm just as interested as everyone else to see how these boys are going to react. They had a good practice session today. They've done a little bit of soul searching there since last night, and they've had a couple of conversations today. And of course, we have 3 very, very good seniors on the team that you know, they want to win, they want to compete this year, and they're not going to let these boys just bail out on us. But again, you know, some injuries are kind of partaking in that and the event of it, and it's tough when you're limited to scholarships and you've got a lot of money invested in players that are injured. It does make it tough, but yeah, that's no excuse for us. We still were up 2-0, and you can't play like that. But again, with that rule being you're only as good as your last game, I mean, the girls played really well against Lenore Ryan. We're marginally beat by a team that's ranked high in the conference, and we're picked to win it, and I think we looked just as good at them at times, and so we built on that, and we found exactly what it took to win against LMU on the road. And you got to be proud of your team to go there and beat a very impressive LMU side, you know. And again, we looked good, we looked in control, and then the strike from Gabby Giannicelli in overtime was a very, very special moment for us, and we enjoyed every minute of it.
You turn your attention now to Newberry. Let's break down the women's team first. 6-4 overall. What challenges do the Wolves pose?
With the last 6 teams that we have in the conference on the women's side, 3 of them are above us, 3 are below. We have realistic goals for the season, and you know, our goal was to pick up. You know, we were looking in the last 3 conference games to pick up at least a win and a tie. You know, and so we've lost 1, won 1. And I think going into this weekend, I mean, we have to play for a result. You know, I think right now, again, we're psychologically we're tuned in, we're engaged, we're playing good soccer, and I think the women have to come out here on Saturday and say, hey, listen, let's get things right at home and trying to protect McCowan Field and pick up a win. And on the boys' side, you know, it's a complete opposite with Newberry. They're on the other end of the table, but still a team you have to respect, a team that on any given day can win, and we also have to realise again that we're only as good as our last game, and to go from 2-0 up on the road. To throw it, you know, we need to make sure that we're tuned in and we're ready to give a 90-minute performance to pick up the win. So it's 2 totally different games and 2 totally different meanings. But for the girls, they're very strong in the conference right now at 2-1, and you know, I think that we've got to look to pick up a win if we can here at home, and you know, I'm sure Newberry will be saying the same thing. So we just need to make sure that we're ready to go. So.
You brought up injuries earlier with the men's team. I'd almost compare it to what Chuck Benson went through last season with men's basketball. 5 scholarship players out the door for him. Same thing for you, 5 scholarship players, except you're playing 11 at a time instead of 5. Just how challenging has it been to start the season? You lose Tristan Dofford, you know that, an all-region defender, but they've just piled up. Mario Stalby goes out, Nick Skoda goes out. How do you deal with those challenges as they come?
Well, it's tough, and when you have a lot of youngsters on the bench that hadn't really got playing time up until this point, it's tough. But again, you know, if you want to pull on a Carson-Newman jersey, you've got to have something about you, and you've got to be special, and you've got to be someone that's either technically gifted, or you're going to have to be able to run through a brick wall for your teammates. And it's you know, the tradition that was built this program was just that. You know, sometimes we weren't the most technically gifted team, but we just knew what it took to win, and we would run all day and work hard all day, and that's what won games for us. And so, you know, the guys need to realise that, and it is tough, but again, it's not an excuse for us. I mean, I think depth-wise it hurts us, but you know, I think that we should have the players here to win, and we've proven that when we want to play, we can play. We can be up 2-0. I mean, it's not like we were down 2-0 or anything like that. I mean, you know, since these players have gone, we've still looked like we're competing. It's just still there's something missing, but we're not going to make excuses, and I think if anything, it's an opportunity for guys to step up and make a difference on the team, and so that does make it tough. And then even on the girls, you know, losing senior Sam Thompson to ACL is a tough blow for you as well. But again, it's an opportunity for players to step up and have their chance and work harder in practice. And I think, you know, we get that from each team. But again, you know, it does hurt us. It's a shame that it happens to these kids. But again, something's to be said about the length of the season. They keep cutting it shorter and shorter every year. We lose a week of pre-season, or we lose a week of the season now, and everything's kind of on top of each other. Now you're playing X amount of games within 2 months. I mean, it's crazy, and I think it's just too demanding of the kids to want that. So there's definitely something there's a correlation between the injuries and the length of the season for us. So.
All right, Moodie, thanks as always, and good luck on Saturday.
Thanks, man.
Carson-Newman head men's and women's soccer coach Richard Moodie. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, and this is SeeingEagles.com.